Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. This is quite a big update video, so it is, and normally whenever I do my update videos I'd sit in front of, the camera and talk, but today I thought I'd just, stand behind it and talk. It's been quite a while since I've been properly active on social media, and a lot has happened, and I really mean a lot. Um, Particularly stuff that had been uploading. Some things were quite new, and then other things were quite old. So they were. But yeah, a lot has changed since I last properly filmed a video. And I think whenever I go out to my shed, you're gonna get quite a bit of a shock because I've had a lot of stuff come in and a lot of stuff go out. So yeah, there's a lot of new machines, so there is, that we're going to talk about. So we are, basically, yeah, a lot's happened, like I said. I think the main thing with me being in here is that we got a new tumble dryer, so we did. As you know, the Grundig dryer packed in, so it did. And something happened with it, and I'll talk about it later on in the video. And we hadn't been with a house dryer for quite a bit, so my Aska was the main dryer outside and I was using it all the time. And I thankfully was able to purchase a new dryer, so and I have it upstairs. And I think I'll go up now, so I will, and talk about it. So yeah, come with me. So let's go upstairs. Nice lovely carpet. So what do you think I got? Absolutely bankrupt. So yeah, I went for the matching dryer to the Miele W1 washing machine. So I did. T1 Excellence Eco Speed Steam 9 kilo. The drum's absolutely massive, so it is compared to what I'm used to, with it being 9 kilo instead of 8. So it is so nice to have this dryer inside. So it is proper glass door and really nice filters. It also has the foam filter at the bottom, which is really nice to have. So we got this, I think the start of this week, to be honest. I'm filming this on Saturday hang on. Well, I think my watch is dead. I think it's Saturday the 16th of November. And I got this on the Monday, so I did, and then didn't use it to the Tuesday because of it being a heat pump and getting it set for a wee bit. But I've used this a couple of times, so I have, and so far I really like it. Really, really nice dryer to have. It just has so much to it. I went to my local store, so I did, and I got this ordered in for me, so I did. So this came the Mang from the Miele warehouse in Dublin. So I did. Hi, you can see me in the door. So yeah, that was ordered up, so it was. And it took me about, on the day that I went to my local store to talk about it, it took me like 2 hours to decide, do I really want to splash this amount of money on it? And the lights aren't flickering in real life, so they're not, it's just a video with the frame rate and stuff. But yeah, I was just like, do I really want to splash this much money on it? And it took me, about 2 hours of walking about the store. So it did for me to finally decide. And whenever I bought this dryer, I also bought a washing machine with it. So I did, I was gonna do a running joke on it. So I think I've kind of, I'm not gonna do it. So I'm not, right now. But it's quite a funny one, really, really funny one. And you'll see that whenever I go out to my shed. But yeah, so that's a new dryer, so it is. It's just so nice. It just has so much to it. It's amazing. So it is. You know, still early days, of course, very early days, but so far I really like it. And like you can change like the moisture thing on like all the cycles. It has a thing in the settings menu, so you can change like maybe you want normal to dry a bit more, a bit less, and you can change that all in the settings menu. Sorry. Like I'll literally show you. Like drying levels, you can change it for cotton, minimum iron, and automatic. So you can, and like you can change it to dry more, dry less. It's just amazing. It's so flipping crazy. So it is like no over dryer. I don't think there's any over dryers that let you do that. But yeah, it's lovely. Whenever I got it, the buttons didn't beep, so they didn't. It has it that it's default that the keypad tone's turned off, which is quite interesting. But the welcome tone I think was turned on, but keypad was turned off. I can't remember about the buzzer. I really wish the washing machine had this option. So that the buzzer only goes off 3 times instead of all the time every 15 seconds. I can't have the washing machine buzzer on at all because it's so annoying. So it is. But yeah, like there's just so much to it. So there is. Very happy. I have it all connected to Wi-Fi too. Yeah, so it's only been used for 6 hours. So it has, as I haven't used it much yet. But yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Love it. Very happy with it. So I think that's pretty much us, you know, finished with inside. I just really wanted to show you the tumble dryer. I filmed I think like 1 or 2 videos of it, not too much. I normally wouldn't be interested in tumble dryers at all, but yeah, I have to admit I have had a few times where I've decided to sit in front of it. It doesn't have a heat shield or anything, so it doesn't. It's just straight up glass. It's lovely. Really happy. So we've been videoing for 7 minutes now, so I think it's time to go outside to the shed. And yeah, the shed's like just gonna shock you a lot. It absolutely is gonna shock you. I just thought I'd do this video while I'm in the house myself because I've been needing to do it. I can't show you at the front because my address is on everything. I have a whole bunch load of Beko parts for the AquaTech. I still have the AquaTech, so I do, of course, in bits. But yeah, so you'll notice whenever I go out here that there'll be a lot of stuff gone and a lot of new stuff has came. So let's go. Do you want to do the joke that I was gonna do? Hoover H-Wash 700. Hoover H-Wash 700. He's got a Hoover H-Wash Beko WTL. This is so funny, honestly. This is the exact Beko washing machine that I was going to get instead of the Hoover H-Wash 700. And they've started to discontinue these, so they have, and I was very lucky to get one of the last ones. The best thing about this machine is that it has like old programming, but it's a 2024 model, which is quite weird. It doesn't do a 400 RPM burst, it does a 600 RPM burst instead, like the old version, on full length cottons. And yeah, overall very interesting machine. But it does have a plastic pulley, so it does. And you can kind of see the other new washing machine that I've got. I think this one's going to be quite a shocker. You may remember this is my aunt's Candy integrated washing machine. And I was as shocked that I've got it now as yous probably are. This washing machine's fully working, so it is, and basically the story behind it is that my aunt has got a new washing machine and tumble dryer, and I've also got the tumble dryer, the Beko Beko DTB C10001W, I think, if I haven't added an extra 0. So yeah, basically what happened was that this dryer has, what do you call it? It was leaking, so it was, and I got the back of it whenever it was on a wee bit. My uncle took the back part off. I don't know what exactly at the back, whether it was where the heater is or whether it was the back at the pump. But my uncle took it off, so he did, and it's kind of fixed it, but it like sometimes, and my aunt's getting a new kitchen floor, so she is, and they decided to get they wanted a new tumble dryer, so they did. And they decided whenever they were getting the new tumble dryer that they were going to go for a technically matching set. So that's why they've got rid of them and the washing machine at the same time. They were basically thinking like, oh, the washing machine will go wrong, you know, whenever, and they'd just rather have, you know, a matching set. So what they've done is, I don't think I'll probably get any videos for YouTube for you. I'll probably post a photo on community tabs or something. They got a Beko set, which was quite a shocker, especially for me, although, you know, like my aunt does have a Beko oven, so she does, it's quite new. Because whenever the WMI had a they all had a design flaw with them where the front weight I think was possibly too big, and whenever they done unbalanced spins, the front weight whacked against the front all the time, and it created an excessive banging noise, which is very annoying. So like after that went, my aunt said that she'd never have a Beko washing machine again, but she's went for another one, which is quite funny. But yeah, you know, so they went for a B Pro 500 iron finish dryer and a B Pro 500 integrated 8 kg washing machine. So they did with HomeWiz, one of the very, very new ones, which is quite nice to see. But yeah, I do quite, you know, it's quite funny, man said to me, not to say they were crap or anything, and I genuinely don't think they are. I know that my taste on Beko, particularly like the modern ones, I don't really like them too much, but I do quite like the integrated ones. They seem quite interesting. I really wish that they'd done them in freestanding style, so I do with like the Wi-Fi and stuff. Quite nice. I don't think it's energy spin, like, so it's not. I don't know whether Eco 4060 does the spin washes, but I'm presuming that all the other cycles don't. The Candy now has marker on it. Going back to this, yeah, it has marker on it. I actually still have it plugged in. Whoops, that's been plugged in all night. So it has, that's a bit of a mistake by me, but anyway. There was a time where my uncle stuck it, I think it must have been on this Cotton's wash, and the machine was on for 3 hours, so she wrote on the display to, you know, show him how to use it, to change this to, you know, L1 and 40 and use Cottons. It was used on mixed collards 59 for quite a bit, so it was. But afterwards they started to use Cottons, so they did. The machine's general, you know, look like it's really not that dirty. It's not that bad, in my opinion. So it's not. I've had machines where the drawer and stuff have been completely black, and absolutely stinking. And a lot of the machines I get in here have a really bad sewage smell to them, whereas this machine you can only smell fairy. This is quite funny. They use fairy all the time, so they do. But yeah, like generally it's not that bad at all. So it's not, you know. And yeah, quite an interesting machine. It'll be fun to use. So it is, you know, like the door set, like it's not even that bad. There's like a wee tiny bit at the bottom here, which I can't really show, but yeah, genuinely not that bad at all. So it's not really clean. So it is. It just has a wee bit of mold, but yeah, not too bad at all. So yeah, I'm really gonna do that today, get that all cleaned up. And I think this is gonna be another bit of a shocker. So we have the Grundig dryer here, so we do. And we have an LG washing machine here. It's actually quite funny because like I'm off Instagram, so I am, and I didn't even notice it in the video. uploaded a video of the Asco doing big suds rock with fairy gel, and I didn't even notice you could actually see the LG a reflection of it in the door. And you don't have a clue what model this is. I'm presuming by the door you're probably thinking it's a V3 model or a really bottom end LG, but it's actually not. This is a Y9 series LG, so it is very top of end washing machine. I can't really show you. Yeah, really funny story behind this one. It has an, I can't really show you because I have this blanket here because of the Grundig sitting on top of it. But this has the normal drawer, so it doesn't have auto dose, so it's 9 kilo 1400 spin, so it is, and it's very different compared to normal LGs, like what they used to be like, particularly with like the whole AI thing. So it is sorry, but yeah, very different machine. So it is. I've only used 2 washes on it, so I have Cottons and AI wash, and yeah, I think I should really talk about the story behind it first. These machines retail for £1,050 at their time, but obviously the new LGs have came out with the dial, you know, the display on the dial, and these ones are being discontinued, so they are. Although I think AO and a few other places are still selling them at full price, but Currys have started to get rid of them. And this was a display model, so it has like a wee tiny scrape on the side of it, and nothing else. It had a wee bit of like shop soil, which I wiped off, no bother at all. And yeah, I got it for over half price off, which is really funny. I got it for £480, which is, you know, quite a shocker for what a machine it is. So it is, and I went to Curry's, I've had this about a month, I think. And we were going to go, I was originally going to go to the Currys at my aunt's house with the Becco WTK, and we'll talk about that too. So we will, so I was going to go to that Currys, and then my dad said, nah, we'll go on a bit of a drive and go to this other bigger Currys, which is quite a bit away from where we were. And I went into that, and Currys obviously have like a wee clearance section with a few washing machines and dryers that have been display models, and they're selling them off to new homes for a much cheaper price. So I went into this Currys and walked completely past the clearance machines, and I went, I have a chill and chat video which I haven't even put up yet, and I do talk about this story, so I do. But yeah, so I went past the clearance machines, had a look at the Becco energy spins and stuff like that. Just I was still quite interested in them, so I am, and I still am now and then. But yeah, had a look at them, there wasn't anything new, so I decided, you know, after a wee bit of looking, to head on home. And I was literally about to leave the store whenever I actually went over to the clearance machines. And it's just so comical how it happened, because I just went over to this and I thought, oh, these ones are quite interesting, and then I seen the price of it, and I was absolutely gobsmacked, because like it said that it was like £200 off, but I knew myself it was over £500 off. So yeah, after I seen that, I was like, oh, I have the money, flip, I want it. So I got it. It's, you know, quite funny. So yeah, really good machine, and it doesn't do AI load detection on Cotton's Easy Care mixed load, so it does exactly what you said, and only does AI load detection on AI wash, which is quite interesting. But it's still like a cotton wash. Like, I done the first 10 washes or whatever, I done cottons, and like every time I was using it, it was like a completely different wash. So it was, but he did absolutely fine, and it worked absolutely fine. Cotton's 40 with a full load is like a 30-minute free pulse final spin, like what it does in Eco, which is crazy. So it is, but yeah, really good washing machine. So we have the Beko, I mean, yeah, well, technically Beko, Grundig heat pump dryer. So we do the fabled one that was broke. And the story behind this was that this was meant to be at the scrapyard already, and whenever the Miele and Beko came, the Beko WTL came, I had it arranged that this was going to be collected. But we brought it outside the day before it was to be collected. I decided I really want to give this dryer one last chance to fix it, because obviously like a lot of money was spent on this dryer, like it's 650 quid, you know, really expensive Beko dryer, and I wanted to have it longer than 3 years, so I did. So I took it out, and I had the Asco on at the time, and I disconnected my hose from it. My plumbing is completely broke, so it has. I'm going off topic again. So I have my washing machines connected to this wee hose thing, so I do, and I'm just using it like that. So I am. So that was washing away with like I can't even remember what I had in it. Probably, I think maybe bedding and towels. Yeah, it was bedding and towels. And I disconnected that, and the Grundig was sitting over there, so it was. And I decided I want to spray this hose through it, and through the heat exchanger, and just see what happens. So I spread it through it, and the whole bucket of fluff came out of it. So it did, and yeah, I felt like, oh, that's the problem. So I spread that for about 30 minutes, and then I came inside and I left the dryer in here. And that's whenever I had a look at it. I have the side panel off it. And this thing here, this is like a cover for the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger is underneath this. I'm still trying to get this on properly, because there's 3 clips at the back, which you can't see, so you can't but I can't get them back in, so I can't, and I will get it in eventually, but I need to take the other side panel off to do that. So I managed to get this all unclipped, and it was a real faffle, so it was to get it all undone. But after about 30 minutes of yanking and trying, I finally got it to move, and the whole of this was still backlogged with fluff. It was really, really bad. So it was, and I realised there, right, that's exactly what has caused this dryer to break. So I did. So I took it, I tried spraying the water while it was in the shed to have it like angled so that the water would fly out the door. Didn't exactly work. I got the water went everywhere. I had the dryer, it was facing towards out the door, so like the water would just come out of here and go out. But that didn't work, so I ended up lifting it back out again, and I had this open up now, and I was spraying the water through it, and a whole load of fluff came out. In fact, I might be able to show you some of it. I just don't want to show the bins or anything. You can see it all on the ground there, so you can. So yeah, it's like massively like all over here, all the grey patches that you can see is all fluff. So it is from the tumble dryer. Quite funny that there's a Miele door hinge screw there. I'll bring you over. There's Beko top. I'll bring you over here, and you can see like that's. So this is where it was whenever I first rinsed it out. And look at all the fluff there. You can really see it. Really thick with fluff. So yeah, I managed to get that all rinsed out. So I did. My shed has insulation now too, so it's nice and warm in here. But yeah, so I still have to get this back together, of course, and see if it works. But I feel very highly likely that it will. And then for the final new thing, I got my uncle's Creed dryer. So I have 2 dryers exactly the same. Just that one's really dirty and the other one isn't as bad. I sold my Beko 7 kilo dryer to him. So I really wanted that dryer to go to a good home, and it was just absolutely fantastic. That dryer, honestly, really, really liked it. So that went on this Wednesday, and yeah, that came back. So it did. It came to mine, and I'll get it all spruced up, all cleaned, and then we'll get it sold on. And finally, I can't even really show you that, but look at that in there. That's an LG Centum System demo machine, so it is. It has lights around the front and on the side. Absolutely class looking machine, but it takes up so much space. So it does. But yeah, I was very lucky to get that, so I got it from the same place I got the Becco AquaTech from. I was actually contacted by the engineer who came out to the AquaTech, and he said about that coming in and asked if I wanted it. And I was kind of like debating on it because of how much space it was going to take up, and then I folded and said, yeah, I'll take it. I thought I would have been able to put it on top of the Miele Professional, but it's very, very heavy because it's made of, I think, glass. I think it's glass, or else it's like a really hard plastic. So yeah, very heavy, can't lift it. So it has to sit on the floor. It does take up, honestly, a bit more space than a washing machine because of the way it's made. So yeah. But you obviously noticed that a couple of things have gone. So you do, I no longer have the Miele's, so I don't. The Novatronic went on to, I want to say, like, pretty much a Miele fanatic, who drove quite a good 40-50 minute drive to mine. So it's went on to a really good home, which I'm very happy about. I decided to sell it on because of the door sale, Robin. I sold it on for cheap, so I did. And I just felt I couldn't really, I didn't really use it too much. But I got a whole buckload of stuff filmed, and I got a good few full cycle videos done in it. So I did, and I'll get them out at some point. And the Miele Professional PW5065, that was sold on as fast as possible. Absolutely terrible machine. Yeah, not my cup of tea at all. After that thing broke, the normal PCBs, I only done like 5 washes with them PW5065 PCBs I put on. So I did, yeah, about 5 washes. And with a load of my shed rags, it nearly peaked on spin. And then, of course, the blankets went absolutely haywire. So it did, and after I was like, yeah, I don't want to keep that. And so that was gone very fast. So it was very, very fast. But yeah, it's all flipping all biz. I'm trying to get the Hoover sold on, and the hot point, I will be cleaning this out, and hopefully in a week it'll be up, as it's, I'm really, really limited on space. If I can get the Becco dryer fixed, I'll probably keep that for maybe a good wee bit. We'll just see. This is like, I think this is like 6-year-old. Yep, 2018. So it is. Yep, just turned 6. So it has. But yeah, it's done very well, so it has. Very good dryer, quite like it. I don't know if... I'm kind of like wondering, are these both the same size? I don't know. Maybe that one's a wee bit deeper, as it is obviously 10 kilo. Let me see by my arm. Yeah, I think like the tiniest bit deeper, so it is. But they both have the metal drums, so they do. Yeah. But yeah, good dryer. And it goes very well with the WTL, so it does. So yeah, that's basically the highlight of it. Absolutely crazy. Still have my Osco set going. Still have the wee Cretas over there. I'm sitting in the back. So they are having a wee break. That dryer, I'm trying to sell that dryer too, so I am, but so far absolutely nobody's messaged me about it, and it's been up for nearly a month. But yeah, and then I've had like about 5 people message me about the hot point, and I've had no one want it. Selling's definitely a bit harder. Than what I expected. But I suppose, like, obviously, people want cheap, so they do cheap as possible, and yeah. But I'm very particular about my quality of stuff that I'm selling. I think it's a bit hard to sell like the Hoover too because of the scrapes that I mentioned about on the door. Yeah, I think maybe that's why. But I'm in no rush at selling that, to be honest. So I'm not. Yeah, I actually had the AEG up for a day and then I changed my mind on it. So I did. Because it's winter time, the heating isn't great on it, and I kind of, it bothered me on that day. It done 40 on a 60 wash with bedding. It's always bedding if it's really annoying because I just feel like it's not washed properly then. But yeah, afterwards I was like, nah, that's a really unique machine. I want to keep it. It's very characteristic, so it is. So I'll definitely keep that. But yeah, big update. I'm sure that's probably shocked quite a lot of you. Yeah, fun video to make. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. And actually, one more thing. I was meant to say about the Beko WTK, wasn't it? The drum spider's going on it. So it is after 4 years. So it is. I was quite shocked about that. I discovered that one night I was at my aunt's. So I did, and I was just really annoyed whenever I discovered that. Yeah, I would like to sell the AquaTech one to my aunt, so I would. Yeah, but we'll just see what happens. I'm just praying that washing machine will hold in until I have that built. It hasn't completely went yet, but the drum is loose, so it is. And I was originally given it till December for it to go. And we're obviously quite close to that. So we are. The new Beko drums aren't. Well, particularly like that drum. I think they might be a bit different on like my aunt's one, as the drum where the spider is definitely looks thicker. So it does, whereas them ones like that one and the AquaTech, the drum spider's really thin on them. So it is, and that's why they were having drum problems after 4 years, which wasn't great. Like that man's one, the WTK, like the drawer's stinking, so it is, but the drum itself isn't that bad, so it isn't. But yeah, so we'll see how long that lasts. Bit disappointed, but whenever that happens with it being my nanny's machine, it'll come here and I'm sure I'll refurbish it. So I will. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed as best as you can an update video. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of things have just taken you by shock. But yeah, we'll try and get some full cycles in this now that I can film it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye everyone.